Good morning. Today we are going to continue our lesson on our emotions. That was a word that we learned on day 1 and day 2 of our shared reading and writing time. Can anybody tell me, what does emotion mean, or can you tell me one of the emotions? Yeah, happy, that's an emotion. What's another one? Sad. Can you show me what sad looks like? What do you look like when you're sad? What's another emotion? Ooh, fearful. What does it look like to be fearful? That's a good word, fearful. We're going to be talking about the word fearful today. We have a whole poster that we made yesterday of all the emotions that we feel. And we've written all those words down because we're going to use those words today. Somebody said the word fearful, and that is part of the definition. That's a big word. That means what a word means. Part of our new vocabulary word. And our new vocabulary word is this word. What does this sound say? Nervous. Nervous. Do you know what nervous means? Oh, to be fearful. Has anybody ever been nervous? Would you like to share when you've been nervous? On the first day of school, you might have been a little fearful because you didn't know all your friends, if they were going to be in your classroom. Oh, that's a good example. Can you think of another time when you would be nervous, which would mean to be fearful? Oh, when you were lost in the store. Oh, I would be very nervous too if I couldn't find my mom or dad or my grown-up. I would be fearful. I would be very nervous. Nervous actually has two meanings. It also means to be excited. You can be nervous and be excited. Can you think of a time when you were nervous but you were excited about something? When you went on a roller coaster. Oh, that's a good example to be excited, but you get butterflies in your belly because you're nervous, but you're really excited about going on that roller coaster. Could you also be fearful of that roller coaster? Yeah. What's another time that you could be excited but nervous? When you were in your play. Oh, that's right. When you had to sing in front of people, you were a little nervous about that, but you were really excited to be on stage and you get to sing and say all your parts and wear your fancy costumes. Those are great examples of what nervous means. So that's our new vocabulary. Nervous. Say it with me. Nervous. Very good. And so today we're going to be reading a story about a boy who has big emotions. And another word for emotions are our feelings. But before we do that, can you say our statement with me? We know what this is. I can. This word is share. This word is my feelings. Let's say that together. I can share my feelings. Can we share our feelings if they're good? Can we share our feelings if we're feeling sad or mad? Yeah. We have all kinds of feelings, just like we did on our poster. So today we're going to be talking about I can share my feelings. Good feelings and bad feelings. So today our story is The Boy with the Big Feelings. The Boy with the Big Feelings. There once was a boy with feathery hair and a heart that was bursting with feelings. His emotions seemed bigger than everyone else's, and sometimes they made him go reeling. How do you think he's feeling here? What do you think his emotions are? Do you think it's this, or do you think it's this? I think it's probably this. Why do you think? Oh, maybe they're not letting him play. Maybe he doesn't know how to play. Good. When playing outside on the yellowest days, a loud truck might rumble by, and wouldn't you know it, that big heart of his would push his feelings right out of his eyes. What does it mean to push his feelings right out of his eyes. He's crying. What do you think his emotions are or his feelings are? He could be sad. He could be scared. Those are good. We have those on our chart. At night, when the shadows would form on the walls and fear would steal all of his rest, those feelings of his made it so hard to breathe, and they jumped up and down on his chest. Has anybody ever been nervous at night when it's time to go to bed? Maybe nervous of the dark? Or you heard a noise that made you nervous? Maybe that's how he's feeling. Sometimes when his play had come to an end, or when things didn't go as he planned, the feelings would run down the length of his arms and clench when they got to his hands. What's his feelings? What's his emotions? Angry. Everybody show me angry. We don't like that we don't like this in our class very much, do we? But sometimes we feel that way. He felt happy feelings as big as the others, from tickles and hide and go seek, and jokes and races and stories and songs that made feelings glow from his cheeks. What's his feelings here? He's happy. Beautiful things would stick in his brain and not leave him for hours and hours. The fur of a dog, a fluffy white cloud, his mama, a banjo, and some flowers. Those were all the emotions that he feels when he's happy. But when someone he loved had a very hard day, he'd feel he'd been over-equipped to feel all their feelings as deeply as they, which would quiver right out of his lip. Well, maybe his mom is upset about something and he's feeling kind of sad for her. It's okay to feel emotions for other people too. He wondered, why me? Why this big giant heart in a world that's so heavy and kind, where all of the feelings under the sun feel as they were made to be mine? So the boy tried to stuff all his feelings deep down to control what he thought he should hide, afraid that the others would make fun of him if they saw all he felt deep inside. So he's trying to not be sad or happy. He doesn't want anybody to know his emotions. Would they think he was weak, dramatic, afraid? Would they call him a wimp or a baby? If they saw that big thumping heart in his chest, would they not want to play with him? Maybe. How many has ever been called a baby? Maybe by a big brother or a sister or somebody else. How did that make you feel? Can you show me on your face how you felt if somebody called you a name like baby? Yeah, I might have a feeling, or I might even do this. Yeah. But while swinging one day, feeling oh so alone, he noticed a girl feeling blue. He marveled, what's that? Could it be? Yes, indeed. Her emotions were extra big too. Why do you think she's having these emotions? Oh, nobody to play with. Can you do a seesaw by yourself? No, you can't. You have to have a friend, and maybe she's new. Yeah. So why would she feel nervous? Oh, maybe she's nervous to ask a new friend. Maybe she doesn't speak very loud and she's very quiet. Maybe she speaks a different language. Those are good answers. Are you okay? The boy asked the girl. I'm fine. Just sometimes I get sad. He said, you do? Hey, I get sad too. I get scared and silly and mad. Those are all emotions that we named on our chart. The two became pals who shared their big hearts, not feeling they had to pretend when they needed to cry or to laugh big and loud, since feelings had helped make them friends. So they shared all their feelings, both happy feelings and some that make you feel sad. As soon they noticed there were other big hearts in the classroom, the playground, the bus, and they smiled as they learned that it wasn't just them. Big emotions affect all of us. The boy and his friends slowly felt less alone, with feelings that lived deep inside them. Emotions might feel big and scary sometimes, but that's no reason to hide them. What do you think? How many have ever felt some of these emotions that the boy felt or the girl felt? Yeah, I think we've probably felt all those emotions. So today, during our writing time, we're going to be writing or drawing about I feel, and you're going to write your emotion. You can write your words. You can use the words that we have on our chart, or if you are more comfortable with making maybe a happy face or a sad face or whatever, an emotion face to put here, and you can try to spell it with our chart. I feel maybe happy when do you feel happy? When you get candy? Yeah, so when you get candy. When I get candy. I'd like you to try to sound it out, but if you can't, you can draw your picture. That's totally fine. And then I'm going to have you read your sentence to me. I feel whatever your emotion is when, and then if you drew a picture, I'll help you spell it out, and we'll write it here together. So that's for our writing time, and then you're going to read it to me. And then during dramatic play, we still have all of our centers open. So for dramatic play, there's theater, and then in discovery, there's still the food, and in building, you're retelling the story of the 5 little ducks. And then in art, maybe you're painting our story from the 3 little pigs. So you know where you have been, so go to a different station today. And that's the end of my lesson. During this time, when the children are at their dramatic plays, I will have a few of them sit at the table, and then they're going to be writing their sentence stems, and I'll try to have them kind of rotate from those centers so that I can kind of work with a small group on their I feel, and then the emotion when. So their sentence stems, and then even talking to them about, is that a positive or a negative, and if it's okay. So in a small group, getting them to do more verbal speaking, telling me if that's a positive or a negative feeling, and then helping them sound spell some words out. And then for some kids who really get it, maybe start asking them some questions, and I can even do this if there's time in this the whole group setting, doing more of the extension questions. Who's the main character? Can you add to maybe why they might be feeling certain ways? How can you relate? What's the same? What did the boy discover? So those are some higher level questionings, maybe for a group that might be at that level. And then if there's extra time, having the students come to the circle and talk about maybe what they played, what they did in their discovery centers, what they talked about, what did they learn, if they're in the art center, showing their picture, telling a little more about that. So this gives them time for the speaking part of our lesson. And then of course the written reflection shows the writing, and then the listening was listening to me and then listening to my questions, and can they respond to them.